Yes.
Yes. So this exercise, we can find it in our book page 465, and we will start with question number 1. This is two-way frequency table. And we have a missing category. Could you please tell me how we are going to find the missing category in this table? Which category we are missing here?
The girls with no instruments.
Yes, the girls with no instruments. Yes, the girls with no instruments. Then if I want to write now or to find the girls with no instruments, I'll back to you again, Yahana. You said how we can calculate the girls with no instruments?
We will make 88 minus 48
We will make 88.
to equal 40.
Okay, it will be equal 40. Thank you. Is there any other way we can find the same category, the missing category?
Yes.
Yes.
110 minus 70.
110 minus 70. It will give us the same answer?
Yes.
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 It will give us the same answer. Then we can fill the space, the missing category, by using the row, the total for the row or the total for the column, and in both cases, they will give us the right answer. Now we will move to the first question. Of the student surveyed, how many played an instrument? How many played
Can I answer? I'm Judy.
instruments? Okay, Judy, go on.
Number 1, 90.
90. Whoever is boys or girls, right? But they are playing instruments, so we have 90 students. Thank you. How many girls surveyed that did not play an instrument?
Yes, can I answer?
Yes, Kinsey, go on.
Will be 40.
Will be 40. Thank you. Next question. What is the relative frequency of students played an instrument? And write your answer as a percent.
Miss, can I answer?
In this case,
Miss, can I answer?
the relative frequency. Okay.
Can I answer?
جودي
Can I
نعمان.
answer?
Okay يا أحمد. Wait يا أحمد.
ماشي.
جودي.
And
جودي.
Judy or
Mira?
Luigi?
لوجي. لوجي. Go on يا لوجي.
Okay. If we made 90 over 200,
90 over 200. Yes.
with decimal, it will be 0.45, but with percent, 45%.
Thank you so much. Yes. Agree with you. Agree with Luigi?
Yes.
yes.
Agree with Luigi?
Yes.
Yes. Because in this question, he is looking for what is the relative frequency of students playing an instrument. Could you please tell them again the step, Luigi?
First, we will make 90 over 200.
Very good. Because he said what? He said students, right? He didn't say boys or girls. He didn't mention boys or girls. He said what? Students.
He said student.
We are going to deal with the whole number of students which they playing an instruments. Then, as you said, it will be 90
over 200.
over 200. And then we will multiply by 100, or first, I want to take your answer. You said it will be 0.45, right? 0.45. After that, we will write the answer in percentage form because he said, write your answer in percent. Then how we will change the decimal to be percent? We will multiply 0.45 times 100. So the answer, it will be equal 40. The answer, it will be 45%. Okay, so this was question number 3. Let's move to the next question.
Miss, may I answer?
Miss, can I answer?
Move.
أنا
Luigi
Rashwan.
Norman.
Luigi Naaman. Okay, ya Luigi. Go on.
We will make 42 over 12 because he said that he needs the relative frequency of the boys.
40
It will be 42 over 112.
over 112.
Yes.
Okay.
Equals 37.5 يعني عشان لو عاوزها in percent.
It will be equal 0.
375. 0.375.
Yes, 375. I appreciate your participation is amazing as usual. Welcome.
Thank you.
Then, what is the relative frequency of a boy playing an instrument? Right? So, what is the total number which he's talking about in this question? The total.
90.
He said the boy playing an instrument. Then
32.
he's talking about all the boys. Right, Yanano? What is the relative frequency of a boy playing an instrument? Then we have to go how many boys in this survey? The total number of boys in this survey is
112.
112. And how many playing an instrument? How many boys playing an instrument?
42.
42. Then if we want to calculate what is the relative frequency of a boy playing an instrument, which means we will use the category of boys over the total number of boys in this survey. Then the answer, it will be 42 over 112. And in this question, he said, write your answer in a decimal form. Then the answer will be 0.375. Okay, understood the first part? Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then we will move to the next part. In the second part, students were asked how they traveled to school. The two-way relative frequency table showed the result. Use the table for exercise 5 till 7. So to answer from question number 5 till question number 7, we are going to use this table. Then let's start with Ahmed Rashwan.
Read the question or answer after?
Yes, read question number 5 and then tell me the answer.
What's the joint relative frequency of high school students who ride the bus?
Who ride the bus?
0.12.
0.12. In this part, he's looking for only a category, right?
Yes.
How did you find 0.12?
يعني how did I find 0.12?
يعني, from where you get your answer, 0.12?
From the table.
From the table. From the intersection, right? Between the bus and the high school.
Yes.
From the joint relative, right? And he said,
Yes.
what is the joint relative frequency? Which means we are going to search in this area inside, and then of a high school student who ride the bus. Then we have to mention the category, which is intersection between the bus and high school. Second,
Okay.
what is the, thank you, Ahmed, what is the marginal relative frequency of students surveyed who are in middle school? What is,
Can I answer?
now, what is the marginal relative frequency of the students surveyed who in middle school? Yes, Yanano.
Miss, it was Reem.
Reem, sorry. Huh? Yes, Yari.
0.42.
0.42. Yes, 0.4200. Because he said here, what is the marginal relative frequency? Already, this table with decimal number represent relative frequency. And I think now all my dear students know the difference between giant relative frequency and marginal relative frequency. Or we still have someone don't know the difference? Is there anyone don't know the difference between giant relative frequency and marginal relative frequency? All of us know?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, if the question, in question number 6, he said, what is the marginal relative frequency? So, this means that we are going to search in the outer column and row. He said, surveyed who in the middle school. So, we will go in the middle school and we will use the last category. Did you understand me? He said marginal. Then marginal, you will search in this column and this row. But he said surveyed who in the middle school. So I will go up and then I will stand on the middle school, which is 0.42. If I will change the question and I will ask, what is the marginal relative frequency of students surveyed who are in high school? Who will answer? Khadija. Khadija, did you hear the question?
Yes.
What was my question, ya Khadija? What is the marginal relative frequency of students surveyed who are in high school?
0.58.
0.5800. Thank you so much. Thank you, Khadija. Let's move to the next question. Question number 7. What is the conditional relative frequency that a student ride the bus given that the student in the middle school? How we will find the answer for this question? What is the conditional relative frequency? How we will calculate relative frequency, grade 8?
Can I answer?
Who is talking?
Judy.
Judy, go on. What is the conditional relative frequency, Judy?
When you divide the number over, but not the grand total. يعني
When you
over
divide, we said yesterday a rule. How we will find conditional? Is there anyone responded?
Relative over marginal?
Relative or joint?
Joint over margin.
Okay. Now, ya Judy, tell us the answer.
Okay, 0.14 over 0.42.
0.14 over
0.42.
0.42. Agree with her? Agree with Judy?
No.
No. Who said no? B. Why Yari?
I think 0.20.
0.20.
No, the right, the bus, not middle school. The total of them.
Okay, let me check with you, Yari. If we want to calculate the conditional relative frequency, so as Yusuf said, we will divide the joint divided by the marginal, right? Then, what is the conditional relative frequency? That a student ride the bus, then you have to find where is the student ride the bus given that the student in the middle school. Then you will go to find the joint relative between bus and middle school. Where is the category? Which number is written there? The intersection between bus and the middle school. Which one?
Can you repeat?
Which one? I repeat, okay. Where is the intersection rectangle or cell? It will intersect between bus and middle school. Bus and middle school.
0.14.
0.14, right? Then you will extend to find the total in this row. The total in this row. We said that the intersection was 0.14, right? Then you will extend to find the total for this row is 0.42. Then to find the answer for this question, you will divide 0.14 divided by 0.42. This is to calculate the conditional relative frequency. Let me ask another question. Please be ready. Write the question and then be ready to tell me the answer. What is the conditional relative frequency that a student ride other travel, yani it's not a car and it's not a bus, ride others, and he is in high school. The method which he traveled to the school, other, and he is in a high school.
0.08.
0.08. And how we will calculate the conditional relative frequency?
Well, we'll divide it by 0.58.
0.58. Yes. So we will use the intersection between other and high school. It's 0.08. And then yes?
Miss, can you please explain the conditional frequency?
With all
I don't
my
feel like I
pleasure.
understand.
With all my pleasure. The conditional frequency, it is the ratio between joint and marginal. The ratio between joint and marginal. Then, if I want to calculate the conditional relative frequency, in this question, you see the relative frequency which is in front of you now? Yes. Did you see this table? If I want to calculate now the conditional relative frequency that the students ride a car and given that the students in middle school, then you will find the intersection between car and middle school, where
0.18.
0.18. Then you will move in the same cell with both of them at the end. What is the marginal for this one?
0.42.
0.42. Yes. Then it will be 0.18 divided by 0.42. Okay, let me give you another example. If we want to calculate the conditional relative frequency that the students ride a bus and he is in high school.
0.38 divide 0.58.
Bus and he is in a high school.
0.12
Yes.
divided 0.58.
Yes, 0.12 divided by 0.58. Understood?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, grade 8? Then, now we know how we can calculate relative frequency, how we can fill the space, how we can answer the question related to the table, and how we will calculate the marginal relative frequency and the conditional relative frequency. How can you use two-way table to solve real world problem? How? How we can use two-way tables to solve real world problem? No one can answer?
Miss, can I say?
Yes.
We can calculate the frequency, for example, to calculate each frequency in the real world.
We will
we can
calculate.
We can calculate it, in, for example, if in company study, if they or the school, if for example some people do something and they want to calculate something, and because they want to make a decision or a system,
yes,
so they're gonna use this way.
Yes, we can use this way to find the frequencies. We can use this way various types of relative frequencies, and we will check if there is an association or not between the data in the table and your decision which you are going to take it. Then I can give you an example now in your book, page 466. Open your book, page 466, and we will work with question number 8. Page 466, and we will work with question number 8. If you can please send the page. 466, question number 8. Did you open your book?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have in this page, in this question, sorry? We want to answer question number 8. The table gives data on books read by member of the summer reading club. So the data is in front of you now. Question number 1. Find the relative frequency of a club member reading fewer than 25 books. Find the relative frequency of a club member reading fewer than 25 books. How we will find this question? He is talking about relative frequency, right? Then
Yes.
we will use which total?
16.
16.
16. 16, this is the number for what?
Fewer.
Yes.
He said, find the relative frequency of a club member reading fewer than 25 books, right? Did he mention boys or girls? Did he mention boys or girls? No, he said member in the club reading 25, fewer. He said fewer or reading, reading fewer than 25 books. Here in the category, he make a comparison between fewer than 25 and more than 25. Then we will add 7 plus 9 equal 16. So this is the total number of students which they reading fewer than 25. And then we will divide it by we will divide 16 by how many?
64.
By 64. Yes, to calculate the relative frequency. Then we will divide 16 to calculate the first part. We will divide 16 over 64. It will be how many? 0.25, and then we will change it into percent. 0.25 times 100. It will be equal 25%. We will move to the next question now. Find the relative frequency of a girl club member reading fewer than 25 books.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. 9 over 64.
9 over 64. He said what? He said find the relative frequency of a girl club, right? So you have to care about the row which represent the total number of girls in this survey. Then, how many girls now reading fewer than 25?
9.
9. And what is the total number of girls in this survey?
36.
36. Then it will be 9 over 36.
0.25.
0.25. And if you will change it into percentage form, it will be
25%.
25%. Now, question number C. Is there an association between being a girl and reading fewer than 25 books?
No association.
No association. Why? The relative frequency shows that girls are no more likely to read fewer than 25 books than members in general. At the beginning, when we calculate the total number of members who reading fewer than 25, percent, it was how many? 25%, right? And when we calculate with the girls, it's 25%. Is there any association? There is no association because both of them are the same. Both of them 25%. So whoever, boy or girl, reading fewer than 25%, 25 books, the percentage was the same. So as I said, if the percent was the same, then there is no association. But if the percent are different, then there is association according to which one is greater.